Okay, so we've got some really interesting material today from the Digital Dimensions podcast. They've been exploring the whole cyber world, and that's our focus too.
Yeah, it's a huge topic.
It really is. And our mission basically is to sift through it all, pull out the key ideas about, how we got here, what's happening right now, and maybe peek into the future a bit.
Sort of a shortcut through the complexity.
Exactly. We'll touch on internet origins, social media, cybersecurity, the big one, then the deep and dark web, AI, metaverse stuff, and importantly, digital well-being.
Right, covering the whole spectrum. So where do we start? The beginning.
Let's do that. The evolution. It's kind of wild to think the World Wide Web only went public, what, just over 30 years ago?
It really is striking. The Digital Dimensions sources did a good job reminding us of that. The internet of the early 90s, well, it's almost unrecognizable compared to today.
Oh, completely. They really captured that then and now, didn't they? Those text-heavy websites, dial-up, that awful modem sound.
Ah, the screech.
A million miles from today's fiber optics, our smart homes talking to each other, 5G basically everywhere. We live online now, work online.
We do, and I think the sources rightly pointed out that fundamental shift in function. It wasn't just for looking things up anymore.
Right.
It became this whole ecosystem, didn't it? A place to create stuff, connect, manage our lives, really. Less a tool, more an environment.
Yeah, an environment we inhabit,
Yeah,
which leads perfectly into social media, doesn't it?
absolutely. The podcast excerpts really dug into the huge role platforms like, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, they play now.
They shape so much of how we interact, how we even see ourselves. It's central.
And that idea of digital identity they explored is fascinating, this curated online self. It can be so different from offline reality, can't it?
Totally. Like a performance. You've got influencers building careers on it, people juggling multiple online faces.
And the privacy angle is crucial here, something the Digital Dimensions hosts flagged. That idea that what goes online stays online, your digital footprint.
It's permanent, yeah. Scary thought sometimes.
It is. And layered on top of that is the constant data harvesting by these companies, which the sources also stressed. Makes you think, doesn't it, about the
Yeah.
self you're projecting and what's being collected.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift gears slightly, though still digital. Cybersecurity. The sources made it super clear how big a deal this is now.
Oh, absolutely critical. Cybercrime isn't some niche thing. It's a massive underground industry. Ransomware, phishing scams, identity theft. It's booming.
And it's not just individuals, right? That's what struck me. The threat to big institutions, hospitals, banks,
Yeah.
governments.
Exactly. The sources brought up the Colonial Pipeline attack. That was a real wake-up call, I think, showing how vulnerable critical infrastructure is.
It's pretty sobering. But on the flip side, Digital Dimensions also offered some solid, practical advice. Stuff we can all actually do.
Yes, simple but effective things. Strong, unique passwords, please don't reuse them. Two-factor authentication, that extra layer.
Makes such a difference.
It really does. And just being wary of dodgy links, keeping your software updated, those updates often patch security holes. Basic digital hygiene, really.
And I liked their point about ethical hackers, the
Yeah.
white hats. It reframes the whole hacker idea.
It does. These are the folks finding the weaknesses before the bad guys do.
Yeah.
Sort of like digital security guards.
Right. Okay, so from security to, well, the more mysterious side, the deep and dark web. The sources went there too.
Understandably, it sparks a lot of curiosity, that part of the internet.
Yeah, it's like digital urban legend territory. They explained the dark web is basically hidden, not indexed by Google, needs special tools like Tor.
That's the gist. And it's important to bust a myth that it's only for illegal stuff. The sources pointed this out too.
Right, not just digital back alleys.
Exactly. Journalists use it for source protection, whistleblowers, activists in repressive regimes, people needing serious anonymity.
That's a crucial point. But I mean, the illegal markets are there, right? The sources acknowledge that. They even touched on those extreme things people wonder about, like hitmen for hire.
They did briefly mention it, and the reality seems to be, yes, some of that might exist, but it's also apparently rife with scams. And we have seen major stings, haven't we? Like Silk Road, Alphabet.
Yeah.
They get shut down. It's not totally lawless.
Good point. Okay, shifting again towards the future. AI. The podcast excerpts really highlighted how pervasive it already is.
It's everywhere, isn't it? Chatbots, facial recognition, those ads that follow you around.
That was what I looked at yesterday.
Precisely. And the sources talked about its potential to transform, well, almost everything. Cybersecurity, art, education, writing your CV.
Yeah. But they also raised, it does feel very sci-fi becoming real. The digital dimensions discussion painted a pretty radical picture of what might be next.
It did. And that Black Mirror comparison they mentioned, it kind of lands, doesn't it?
It really does.
Shows the amazing potential, but also why we desperately need safeguards, to make sure it actually benefits us.
A really powerful thought. Which brings us nicely to the final topic they covered, digital well-being. Finding that balance.
So important. It's incredibly easy to just get sucked into the digital vortex 24/7.
Tell me about it.
But the sources had some good practical tips. Things like setting screen time limits, maybe muting notifications that aren't urgent.
Taking actual breaks from social media.
Uh,
Unplugging properly.
yeah, like maybe one day a week, no email, no doom scrolling, just offline. It's about consciously managing that relationship with tech for our own good.
It's a vital reminder, isn't it?
Mm.
The digital world's amazing, offers so much, but we still need that real-world connection,
Yeah.
those face-to-face moments for our sanity.
Absolutely. Finding that equilibrium.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, wow, we've covered a lot of ground, from the dial-up days to this hyper-connected, data-soaked reality.
We really have social media identity, the cybersecurity arms race, the hidden web corners, AI's rise, the metaverse horizon, and how to stay sane through it all. It's definitely multifaceted.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
And as we sign off, maybe the takeaway is, stay curious, keep exploring, but stay safe. That reminder from the sources to check your privacy settings, always good advice.
Definitely. Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe for you to mull over later. How are you balancing the convenience of this digital world against the potential downsides? As things keep changing so fast, how do you plan to hold on to your autonomy, your well-being in this constantly expanding cyber world?